Welcome back to Kat's Kitchen. My name is Kat and this is my husband Gabriel, and today we're going to be taste testing some cold brew options that you can make yourself at home. Currently our favorite cold brew is the Stoke Green Label bottle. This is their unsweet black cold brew. Why do you like this one?
I think it's just smooth. I don't think it's too dark. Some of the other ones can give you a headache easily, so I think this one's good for that.
Yeah, I agree. We don't usually like a cold brew that's too bold, you know, on the bolder spectrum. Definitely not too light. We want something that's right in the middle, and then something that doesn't leave that bitter or that sour taste on your tongue. We have a very similar taste in cold brew. I think we usually like the chocolatey flavor notes, not as much the citrusy or like fruity flavors in a cold brew. But we have 4 different store-bought cold brews that I'm just trying to see if there's another alternative that we would love. The Stoke cold brew isn't like terribly expensive. It's like $5 to $7 depending on where you're buying it for about 3 to 4 servings, depending on how large your cold brew servings are. So if we can find a more cost-effective option that tastes just as good as this one, that's what we're trying to accomplish. So the cold brew king to beat is the Stoke Green Label currently. All right, so the cold brew options we have today, number 1 is the Bizzy cold brew. This is their organic, smooth and sweet, coarse ground coffee. For this one, we did 1.5 cups of coffee in a French press, filled the French press with 3 cups of water, brewed for 18 hours, and then it says to serve with 2 parts water. So this one is like a cold brew concentrate. They want you to dilute it because you're doing a 1-to-2 ratio of coffee to water. So that's exactly what we have here. We have 2 ounces of cold brew and 4 ounces of water. Is that right?
Yeah, 2 ounces cold brew, 4 ounces of water.
So for 6 ounces of cold brew. So that's the Bizzy grounds. And then we also have the Bizzy cold brew bags. They're organic espresso blend brew bags. And these also were a concentrate that we added water to. So the bags look like this. We did 2 cold brew bags in a pitcher with 4 cups of room temperature water, brewed for 18 hours on the counter, and then added 3 cups of water. So that's what we have here. And again, 6 ounces to taste. This is the press coffee. We love press coffee, but haven't tried their cold brew bags. So we're anxious to try this one. Here we did 1 brew bag in a pitcher with 34 ounces of water. We did 18 hours at room temperature and no added water. These 2 were concentrates. This one was not. And then the Trader Joe's cold brew coffee bags. On the back, it says to do 2 cold brew bags with 7 cups of water, but my pitcher didn't fit 7 cups. So I ended up doing 2 different versions. I did the 2 bags with 5.5 cups of water and steeped for 12 hours on the counter. And then I also did a 1 cold brew bag with 3.5 cups of water. So half of what they say on here. And I steeped this in the fridge for 12 hours. This was in the fridge, not in the fridge. And I just want to say the difference in how diluted this one looks. Like, look at the color. Yeah. I'm a little concerned about that one, but we were really trying to follow all the instructions. All right, so let's taste test these babies together. We are gonna taste the Stoke cold brew as our control to compare it to, since this one's our fave. Not too bold, not bitter at all. It's a very mild cold brew, which I like. I like that you can build on it with syrups and creamer. You don't need a lot of creamer, but a little bit of creamer is not going to completely water it down. But you don't get that like acidic, sour.
Yeah, there's no acidic. It just tastes like iced coffee almost.
Almost like iced coffee. You're totally right. I agree. Yeah. All right, let's try Bizzy cold brew. It's really a concentrate. Bizzy concentrate with the coffee grounds.
What do you think?
Wow.
That was not bad.
I am pleasantly surprised by that. That's not bitter at all. Wow.
There's like some, what would you say, that's bitter, sour?
I would say
something in the back.
Right away, yeah, the very first sip I get is like a little more I would say bright on the tongue. It's not super duper sour and it's not really acidic. It's like bright.
Yeah, but it tastes almost similar.
It tastes similar.
Like coffee. There's like no notes of like anything else. It just tastes like coffee. It tastes like iced coffee. I think it's good.
I agree. Yeah. I like that one a lot. I'm actually very impressed by that. I would.
Wow, that's actually really.
Yeah,
a lot better than I thought.
That's better than I thought. I have tried Bizzy cold brew in their bottles, and they were very, very bitter to me. Like to the point where I had to dump the whole thing. I couldn't drink it. So I am pleasantly surprised that that does not taste anywhere near as bitter as their bottled cold brew. So if you've tried their bottled cold brew, this doesn't taste anything like it at all. That is the best
so far. I mean, it's only 1 out of 1 right so far.
But overall, because I've tried making cold brew with coffee grounds in the past and I haven't loved it, that is the best that I have tried.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm very pleasantly surprised with that. I like that a lot. Definitely not too bold. All right, moving on to the Bizzy Organic Espresso Blend brew bags. Again, we did dilute this with a little bit of water. That's less bright than the first one, which I would imagine they must use a slightly darker roast maybe, or it's just a little bit bolder. But it's also not bitter to me.
Yeah, it's not bitter at all.
I like this one.
I feel like it, what did Michael say? Kind of an oaky afterbreath.
I can't put that in.
I feel like it tastes more like, what would you say, wood tones? I feel like it's more, I feel like it's more darker.
Flavor notes are chocolate, berry, brown sugar. I could see the berry because it's not like super sweet and fruity.
This one says sweet, hazelnut, and caramel.
Sorry, I should have mentioned the flavor notes. You're right. I like the carameliness of this one. And it is much sweeter than this one. Much sweeter. And it is darker. Okay, so this one is a medium roast. They have a scale of roast 1 to 5.
Right.
So this one is a 3 and this one is a 4. It definitely does taste a little bit darker, more roasty than that first one. Also not bad. Definitely not super bitter or sour on the tongue. I feel like it tastes like more coffee than the Stoke.
Yeah, I feel like both of these taste more like coffee. Taste that one now?
Yeah. I knew it was going to feel like nothing after I tried those two.
Yeah, this one definitely tastes more like iced coffee, less strong versus these.
Yeah. I would say they're both stronger than the Stoke.
Yeah. I definitely like that one better though.
You like this one better?
Yeah, the green bag.
Oh, this one's hard. They taste very similar. This just tastes a little bit darker. Sorry, may I?
Also drinking a lot of cold brew
for late. Yeah, you're right. I do think I like this green bag more. It's just ever so slightly more chocolate.
Yeah,
which I like in a cold brew. I tend to lean more towards chocolate.
For me, like for something that's light, if you're gonna put like syrups or milk or put anything else, it's just gonna drown it out.
Yeah.
And it might actually get watered down if you put it over ice. It gets melted. I'm thinking cold brew, you're not just gonna drink 8 ounces in one go, so you're gonna be sipping on it throughout the day. So.
Yep.
Definitely think darker is the way to go here.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
If you like or have tried the yellow bottle Stoke cold brew, so this one that we like is the green label bottle. If you've tried the yellow label bottle, I would say this one's a lot closer to that flavor. It's a more mild, lighter roast. It's a medium roast, but it's lighter than the green label bottle. So if you want a slightly lighter, slightly more mild tasting cold brew, this one's gonna be perfect. This one I really, really, really like. I'm very impressed with this one. All right, let's move on to the Press cold brew bags. Press Coffee. Press Coffee is a local coffee shop in Arizona, which is how we discover them. All right, Press Coffee cold brew bags. Oh my gosh, I really like that one. Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
The flavor in that one is really, really nice. It's funny because it tastes so distinctly like Press.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Press has such a distinct flavor. Like all their beans, you're almost instantly, you're like, yeah, that tastes like pressed coffee.
It's crazy how it is light, but you can only tell from the top, not from the side. I think that it's almost just as light as this one.
Yeah.
But I feel like just like all the other pressed beans, this one just has like a lot more flavor. This one, I would say like if you're someone that just drinks straight up cold brew with no like sweeteners, no milk, you just want to taste the coffee, I think that one's the way to go. I'm not like a fan of cold brew unless it has like milk and stuff.
Yeah.
But whenever I brew coffee, I prefer a lighter roast because you can actually get the flavors out. So like that one would be good just with ice, just like that. Maybe a little bit of vanilla, maybe a sweetener if you want sweetener on it, some sugar. But if I'm making cold brew, I'm doing actually her pumpkin cream cold brew recipe. I'm doing something that's milky, something that's more sweet. So I prefer a dark one because it won't drown it out. Like I feel like if you put milk in something that's light, it's just going to drown out the flavors and it's just going to taste bad.
I wholeheartedly agree. If you just like black cold brew, you're not adding anything to it, maybe a teensy ounce of syrup, this one's the best. The flavor notes in it are very pleasant. It is not, it's not very chocolatey to me. That one tastes more fruity, right?
Yeah. This one,
I get a lot more fruity notes. I don't see the flavor notes anywhere on here, but it is more fruity than chocolatey. It's good, but I 100% agree. If you're like me and you're planning on adding syrups and half or creamer to it, I don't think it's the best option because I do think it'll water it down too much unless you're adding like a teensy amount. This is great for a cold brew coffee lover, like black cold brew, because the flavor notes are very present, very pleasant.
yeah, I feel like it's just like,
Yeah, but
it
it is
tastes
light.
like brewed coffee. Like I have their Ethiopia decaf beans and it tastes similar. Like it has good taste. You can get all the flavor notes. But I can't add anything else to that brewed coffee because or else it won't taste great because it just drowns it out. Sometimes they even clash if you put like sweetness on top of what it's already getting all the flavors.
It's already sweet.
Because it does have already some flavor. So if you put too much, they actually clash and then it just doesn't taste great. I like it better black.
I would say these two have very similar flavor notes.
Yeah.
This doesn't show you the flavor notes, but I would imagine it's sweet, fruity, something.
Yeah.
These taste very similar. This one is more sour. Like that one has a little bit more of that sour aftertaste on your tongue. Not bad, but more so than this one. This one is very smooth, very fruity, very light.
Sweet.
And
I feel like this one's sweeter than this one, but yeah, they both taste
very similar, right?
in yeah, flavor notes.
Flavor notes and like roastiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This one's good. It's not my favorite though for cold brew. It would be my favorite if I just drank black cold brew. But I agree that once you add anything to it, it's not going to be the best combo. All right. Oh, God.
Not for the Trader
This one
Joe's.
already smells like I'm going to hate it. Oh, baby. This is a Trader Joe's bag. This one is the coffee that I followed the directions on the bag. It says to do 2 bags and 7 cups of water, but I did 1 bag, 3.5 cups, so just scaled it down by 2 or divided it by 2. And then it tells you to brew it in the fridge. The rest of these did not mention brewing in the fridge. I recommend brewing on the counter, but Joe, let's see.
I don't want to taste this one.
Dear
I don't
Lord
even wanna taste
Almighty.
I didn't get it.
He didn't get it. It's so watered down.
Yeah, you can't taste anything.
Yeah, it's
pure
way,
water.
way too watered down. So I don't think I recommend following the directions on the back. That is way too watered down. This one is darker. I mean, you can instantly tell with this one. Look how light this one is. This one is the 2 bags with the 44 ounces of water is what I did. And this one I did brew on the counter. I like that significantly more than the first one. Like, I don't mind that at all. Would you drink that if I gave it to you? Yeah, I totally would too.
That one's good. It is a little bit more, what would that be?
Acidic.
Acidic.
Yeah, definitely more
definitely
acidic
than
all 3 of these.
Yeah, than all the other 3.
All right, so acidic wise, because cold brew shouldn't be very acidic.
Yeah.
Most acidic, second most, third most, least acidic. Right? Would you agree with that? Yeah. What about...
That doesn't make sense.
This is most acidic. This is least acidic.
So this is the least. So this is least, second least, third least, fourth least. Because you said most
Sorry.
acidic, second
Sorry.
most acidic. It sounded like third most acidic.
Sorry, I'm going in order of most acidic to least acidic. Sorry.
So if
most acidic
1 through 4, that's 4, 3, 2, 1.
or
In terms of
1,
acidic.
2, 3, 4. I'm sorry if I confused you. This is the most acidic, least acidic, and then these two are kind of in the middle. Of these 4, which one do you like the best?
For what I
For
drink
what you
cold
would
brew,
drink.
I like the green one best for my cold brews.
I think I also agree. I like this one a lot, but I wish it was just less acidic.
Yeah.
Because then you get that like layer on your tongue where you're like, ugh. It's not too bold, but it is acidic.
Yeah. I actually prefer this one over Stoke now.
Really?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
This one is almost flavorless now when you compare it with the other ones. Like boring and watered down. This one has a very good coffee flavor. I love the chocolatiness.
Oh yeah.
Let's add a little bit of vanilla syrup to each one and a little bit of half and half just to see if our, preferences are the same. Whoops, that was a heavy hand in the already.
Very scientific.
This is why I tell y'all not to eyeball things, because it's not accurate. Measure it. This one looks disgusting.
Yeah, that one looks like McDonald's coffee.
Oh my gosh, it totally does. That's
Right
straight
here?
up McDonald's coffee. How
That's
gross. Stoke control. I love that. I do.
Yeah, it's good.
Love that. All right, Bizzy grounds. That one's okay. It's okay. It's not my favorite. It's a little watered down. So maybe just instead of doing 1 part cold brew, 2 parts water, maybe even doing a 1-to-1 ratio. So just diluting it a little bit.
If you do something other than what the bag says, though, do keep in mind the caffeine content. Definitely don't want to like double dose on caffeine without realizing it.
Fabulous point. Yes, he's very right. Definitely keep that in mind for caffeine, especially if you do get jitters or whatnot. But I do think it could be a little bit less diluted than it is.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but especially if you're adding creamer, maybe do a 1-to-1 ratio of the cold brew concentrate to water instead of 1-to-2. I think that'd be perfect. I would like it more. Bizzy cold brew bags. What do you think?
That one's good.
This one is really good. I'm surprised he likes this one though, because it tastes bolder to me. Closer to like the Wandering Bear that I had this morning.
It does now.
It does now, right?
Yeah.
The longer it sits.
It's a chocolatiness. Yeah, I'm like, it tastes like dark chocolate.
It's pretty bold. So if Stoke is here, boldness level, it's a step above.
I still prefer it though over the red one so far.
I prefer it over the red one. I don't know if I like it more than the Stoke though.
I still prefer it over the Stoke.
You prefer it over Stoke?
Yeah, still.
The flavor of it is really, really, really good. It's just, like he said, sometimes it's really strong. This one is the strongest, most flavorful cold brew possible. Yeah, you can tell. Like they're trying to make it strong and bold. It's good. I do like it. I think it's erroring on too bold for me personally, but if you like a slightly bolder flavor, this would be perfect.
This doesn't tell you caffeine.
It is good.
I think it's good until they tell you there's like 400 milligrams of caffeine per 8 ounces.
400? Can you imagine? We're going to see if our theory is correct by adding creamer, if it's going to be too watered down.
Yeah, I did not like that.
Yup.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't do that.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, man.
I think one or the other would have been okay.
What do you mean?
So like I brew my coffee and I put maybe like a teaspoon of sugar in it and it's really good. I think if it was like just barely any vanilla. But I'm also not a fan of creamer in like half and half. I haven't done half and half in coffee in a while.
Yeah, that drastically changes the flavor of it. I I liked it a lot. Just black. I don't love it. With the half and half, I think it changes too much.
You lose all the flavor.
Yeah, you lose all the coffee flavor notes. I agree. If you like black cold brew, this one would be ideal. If you want to add creamer to it, I don't think it's the best option.
I don't want to taste that one either. Let me see.
Actually, I like it better. No, I like it better than when it was just plain. Because it tastes sweeter than as acidic. And then this is the Trader Joe's. The Trader Joe's with the higher...
More concentrated?
Higher concentrated. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't love that.
Most acidic.
It's super acidic.
And then this one just tastes like milk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't even have the acidity anymore. I put too much. I put way too much.
Oh, that's the one that you put too much on?
Well, I put too much for it being so diluted, you know? I should have done that. We've tried all of them black, and we've also tried all of them with some vanilla syrup and heavy cream. Thoughts on your faves?
I don't know. I think between both of these is hard. Like, part of me wants to still like this one, but I think I like this one most now with that it has creamer in it.
Yeah. I would say, like, this one, I didn't notice how strong it was until we added the creamer, which is crazy.
No. I think I like the green one still.
Mm-hmm.
Because the green one still tastes like coffee. This one...
Let me try this one. Yeah.
It's starting to taste more like creamer. Yeah, I still like this one more.
Yeah.
Whoops. She always has to drop at least one thing.
I have to bring at least one thing per video.
They're similar, but this one I feel like doesn't taste as much like coffee, and that one you still get the coffee taste.
Yeah,
but you still get like a coffee aftertaste where it's strong, not as bold as the Wandering Bear one. The Wandering Bear one, like as soon as you taste it, you can feel it. This one I can see how halfway down like your 12, 16 ounce cup, you can start tasting like that after taste or like the, I don't know. Is that a thing? Like a stomach ache afterward?
Yeah, it's almost like an immediate stomach. It's just so bold. The
bold.
Wandering Bear straight black cold brew is the one we're talking about. That is very bold. Probably the boldest one we've ever had. And it's like way up here. Stoke would be down here. That one's very, very strong and gives him like an instant stomach ache.
Yeah, I came home. She was like, try this. I tried it and my stomach just couldn't take it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I'm getting a headache right away. This one,
instant.
I didn't feel it. Maybe because now I've had a bunch of other caffeine, but now I'm starting to feel this one as well.
Yeah,
but it's still my favorite. I feel like if I was making something in the morning, I would prefer this one.
I really like both of these. I am very, very impressed with Bizzy. Like I said, especially since I didn't love their bottled cold brew. But I actually think it's a blessing in disguise because it's cheaper to buy the ground coffee than it is to buy their pre-made cold brew. So I would say you can't go wrong with either of these, genuinely. And you can even play around with the ratios a little bit if you wanted to. Like we said, this was a little bit too light or a little bit too diluted. So I do recommend starting with exactly what they say here on the package and then maybe just decide on your own if next time you want to dilute a little bit more, or have the concentrate in one container and then you can try it for the first time using a 1-to-2 ratio. And once you realize you like that concentration, then you can keep it as is doing the 1-to-2 ratio, or you do a 1-to-1 the next time. So I think that would be an awesome, awesome, awesome idea because this one tastes good. I do like the flavor. It's not super acidic, definitely not too bold. It's a very pleasant cold brew, in my opinion. One of the best at-home cold brews I've had in a long time because I don't love homemade cold brew. I don't love it. I like that a lot. This one is easier. They're just the cold brew bags. You put them in the pitcher, add your water. And then this one you can also dilute as well or not dilute. So I would say do exactly how they recommend it here because it is on the bolder side since it's their espresso blend. And then you can always add more water as needed. Bizzy is a big, big, big win for both of us.
Yep.
I think we would easily drink either one of these. And would you say you like it more than Stoke?
I don't know. I think they're the same.
Yeah.
I think I'd slightly maybe give it to the green one. I think Stoke is right between both of these.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I was just about to say that if there was a coffee right in between these two, I think it would be perfect.
Yeah.
Like if it was just a little bit darker than this, but not quite as bold as this, it would be absolutely perfect and would 100% be the winner. But because because there's some things I dislike about each of them, I don't think they're perfect for my taste, but I do think they're close. And any of these three would be good for me to drink in the morning. But I will definitely be using the rest of the cold brew bags, the rest of these grounds, make the coffee and drink it. But I don't know if it's gonna keep me from buying Stoke necessarily. Yeah. I just really like this one. But I did like the flavors of both of these. So good to know, good to have on hand. I like this one a lot, but I liked it black. Yeah. It got a little funky for me with the sweetener and creamer.
And it's because, like you said here, the numbers. So this one's a 4 out of 5 in terms of roast level. So it's right between a medium and dark. This one's at a 3, which is exactly where it says a medium. I feel like this one's at a 2. Mm-hmm. So it's even lighter than this one. So mixing it with anything else just kind of gets rid of the taste. And because we mix it with milk, heavy cream, sugar, whatever it may be, it needs to be 3 or higher in order to actually taste good after you put stuff in it. Anything below a medium gets really weird if you start adding other stuff in it. Those are great if you just want to taste the actual coffee and kind of what the flavor notes are of the coffee bean itself. Anything stronger is better for mixing in other things because it will dilute whatever the coffee is already.
Right. I agree. And on this press one, I did 34 ounces of water. I was right in the middle of their ratio. They said 32 to 36 grams or ounces of water. So maybe try doing the 32 if you want it a little bit stronger, and or brew it for a little bit longer. You can do 20 hours instead of the 18, but something to play around with. This did taste really good. Just not my favorite, especially with the vanilla and heavy cream. Yeah. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it shined a little light. What?
Shine a little light where the sun don't shine.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed our taste test and review of these cold brews, and I hope it encouraged you to try something new. Maybe that means giving Bizzy a try or not buying the Trader Joe's one. Just kidding. But I hope it was helpful and beneficial for you in learning a little bit about cold brew or learning about some new brands that you can try. Let me know in the comments if you tried any of these and your thoughts on them, or if you have a favorite cold brew that you currently make and you love. I want to hear about it and I want to try it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. Did you want to do the mwah with me?
No.
Please? No. All right, then you grab that Bizzy and I'll grab this Bizzy and say God blast. Wait, 1, 2, 3. God blast. I'll do it again. God blast. Did I put it in front of your face? No. All right. Thank you. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're Gucci. Yeah, out there.
Can you stop the camera?
Can you stop the camera?